death. I bit the side of my thumb and tried not to remember. I couldn't think back to that time again. Footsteps were coming from the cabana. Henry was sauntering across the compound and back to his hut. He was wearing his favourite T-shirt, which featured a motif set out like a multiple-choice questionnaire for relief workers. A. Missionary. B. Mercenary. C. Misfit. D. Broken heart. Henry had ticked B. Mercenary, which was a joke since his family owned half of northeast England. Me, I was a C/D hybrid and soft in the head to boot. In London in the summer of 1985, I was afflicted by a crush, which is a terrible thing to happen to a woman. I met Oliver, the object of my rampant imaginings, at a gala performance of Vivaldi's Gloria at the Royal Albert Hall. I was what was known as a puffette, a publicist in a publishing company, Ginsberg and Fink. I wiggled around in short skirts, legs and sheer black tights crossing and uncrossing in meetings, then kept going on and on about people not being interested in my mind. Funny how at 25 you worry about not being taken seriously and take being a sex object for granted. Later, you take being taken seriously for granted and worry about not being a sex object. Our company chairman, Sir William Ginsberg, liked to put together little gatherings of the arty and the talented from all walks of life, not revealing to the guests in advance who the other guests would be. For all the ill-informed like me, these gatherings were a total nightmare. You feared to ask anyone what they did, lest they turned out to be the author of Love in the Time of Cholera, or one of the Beach Boys. I had been to 3 dinner parties at Sir William's house. I wasn't sure he remembered quite who I was. He employed several young girls and always used to invite 1 or 2 of us along because of our fine minds, presumably. I spent the evenings in a state of awed nervousness, saying very little. But I liked meeting these creative, interesting people. I wanted to fit in. This was the first time I had been invited to a large-scale party, and I was most excited. Sir William had organised a little soirée before the concert. Drinks for 100 in one of the hall's hospitality suites, 15 boxes hired on the company, then a sit-down dinner for a chosen dozen, and the rest of us could piss off. I arrived deliberately late at the Albert Hall, inspected my reflection in the ladies' powder room, and made my way along the deep red corridor to the Elgar room. A uniformed attendant checked my name on a list and swung open the dark wooden door into a burst of light. The room was golden and all a-glitter, the black-tied guests spilling down an ornamental staircase in the centre of the room and leaning on the gilt balustrades of the higher level. It was bizarre being in a room full of celebrities. You felt as if you knew everyone, but nobody knew you. I set off towards the table where drinks were being served, catching snatches of conversation as I squeezed my way along. Frankly, I have to say, it's not coming off the page. You see, the trouble with Melvin... Jerome, have you got the mobile? I felt a hand on my elbow. The most gorgeous girl in the world. Oh, dear heaven, you look absolutely divine. My heart's going to go this time, I swear it. Absolutely convinced of it. Give me a kiss, my darling, do. It was Dinsdale Warburton, one of my major authors, and an ancient giant of the English stage. Dinsdale had recently written his memoirs for us. He had a worried face, was queer as a coot, and unfailingly kind. But, my darling, Dinsdale's brows were almost meeting in horror, you do not have a drink. But let us get you one. Let us get you one at once. Then his eyes were caught by something over my shoulder. Oh, the most gorgeous man in the world. Dear boy, you look absolutely divine. You know I did love your whatever it was you did the other night. You look so exquisitely clever and pretty. Oliver Marchant was the editor and presenter of a successful and right-on arts program called Soft Focus. His reputation as the thinking woman's man preceded him, but I had no idea he was going to be quite so devastating. Dinsdale was speaking to me. Have you met this gorgeous man, my darling? Do you know Oliver Marchant? I panicked. How are you supposed to answer this question with famous people? Yes, I've seen you on the telly. No, in other words, I've never heard of you.